Now, among the hostages freed, 72-year-old Adina Moshe, who's coming back to no husband, no home and no community after Hamas took all of that away from her. After the joy of being reunited with the family that she does have left, we have to ask what her future and that of many of the other freed hostages looks like. Well, Eyal Nouri is Adina's nephew, and he joins us once again on this show. Eyal, thank you so much for your time. Now, last time you joined us on this program, you were desperate to get your Aunt Adina back. She was luckily one of those freed on the weekend. Tell us how the reunion with her has been for you and her other family.
The reunion was, first of all, when they took her from, after blasting her window and put her bare feet to Gaza, and after she saw her husband murdered, the first thing she saw when she arrived to the hospital was her son, Amos Moshe, who she believed that she didn't know what happened to him. And she thought about the worst of all, but then she saw him, that he is alive. He survived the massacre together with his wife and 5 children. So this was like a powerful beam of light for her in the old darkness around, where she saw him, she hugged him. This was a joyful moment to know that at least her son survived. And this is despite all the things around her, that she lost everything, starting with her husband. She lived with him 52 years, and she saw him murdered, and she was taken to the Hamas tunnels. She was in the darkness, complete darkness, literally in the darkness, not only in terms of information and knowledge about whatever happening outside, but also about being in the tunnels. But I want to say something about my aunt. She's one of the bravest women. When she went out from the Hamas vehicle, she slapped the Hamas terrorist on his hand because they never managed to break her spirit. Maybe they break her body because they didn't feed her, they didn't treat her well, but they never managed to break her spirit. She slapped him on the hand, she doesn't need his help, and she walked to the Red Cross vehicle.
What an incredible woman. Amazing. I mean, that is the Jewish spirit, isn't it? Now, look, you've just started speaking there about the conditions that she was kept in, dark, not much food. Has she been able to open up to you and her family about how bad it was under there? And can you tell us a bit more detail about what those 50 days were like for Adina, but also for the other children who were there?
I can tell you that my aunt, she worked in education, and she taught a lot of generations of kids in the kibbutz near Oz. And when she was in the tunnel, she was the power for the other children. She treated them, she encouraged them, and the condition, if you think about the worst condition, think worse than that. Not knowing nothing about whatever happening in the outside world, treating them in a very bad manner. I don't want to go into details, but the condition was really severe. Yeah, it's not like being in a vacation of 50 days.
Yeah. Eyal, I'm so relieved for you and Adina that she's managed to be freed, and now we've just got about 200 more to go. Thank you so much for joining me, and you know, we've been in touch privately as well since you last came up on the show, so I'm so happy to hear your positive story.